Hi, and welcome to the second video in the Particulars of Particulars series. Today we're going to be looking at the science of particulars and our approach to that science. In case you don't know, Particulars is a video game based on subatomic particle physics. It's designed to give complete strangers to physics an introduction to the fundamental forces and particles that make up our world. The basic approach that we're using is that we're really wanting to give you, the player, a visceral feel for the forces involved in this world. We're prioritizing engagement and the creation of curiosity over specific facts and figures. At the end of the day, the world is really quite complicated that we're dealing with, and we can't put everything in there at once. So we're really picking our battles, and we're tackling the fundamental forces one at a time. Okay, so what physics are you using? To start with, we're dealing with the electromagnetic force on its own. It's a really important force at this scale, and is also the most familiar of the forces. Opposites attract, likes repel. It lets us introduce the particles without any of the craziness of the other forces, such as the strong or weak force, and lets the player get familiar with the game. But Paul, it's not possible for quarks to exist on their own. What gives? This is because there's no strong force right now in the game. As I just mentioned, we're only dealing with the electromagnetic force. I'm really interested in not just saying that quarks can't be on their own, but actually leading the player to understand why they can't be on their own. If we get around to being able to make all of the forces and put them all together, at that stage quarks won't be on their own, but it'll be because of all the things that people have learned up until that point. What about quantum effects? No, just no. Quantum physics is wonderful and amazing, and I think there's a really cool game to be made that looks at the nature of quantum mechanics and how it works, but this isn't that game. Is there going to be something in the game saying how the game is different to reality? Yes, if time and budget permits. We're a really small indie team and we have very limited resources. It's really high on my list of priorities and we have some really cool ideas of how to do this. It's just not as high on our list of priorities as getting episode 1 done. What about gravity? It's much weaker than the other forces and so usually doesn't show up at this scale. We've got some plans for gravity. They're going to be pretty fun and kind of exciting, so I'm just gonna leave it there and let you guys discover them as they happen. Thanks for watching. We'd love to hear your thoughts on anything I've talked about here or about the game in general. Just leave a comment below. Don't forget that you can buy Particulars right now for just $5 at particularsgame.com. We'd also love it if you'd vote for us on Greenlight. The address for that is greenlight.particularsgame.com. Please tell your friends and share that link around. Every vote counts.